I hear the term all the time, we the people. We the people, Is that you the people or me the people? Which one is it? Because I'm the people too. Great, you guys all enjoyed a low tax rate for a long time. You're actually now paying your fair share. Sorry, that the people receive their information by word of mouth. Oh my gosh. We are the official source for information. We would like to have a diversity in our housing. Unless you guys want to buy your kids $1 million houses as we go forward, I think you need to start to think about where are they going to live. It's irresponsible to think differently. We want to continue to be the developers of a town, because that's what the municipal agency is. They are developers of real estate. That's what they do. Well, a little Q&A. I'm open to almost anything that comes up. Again, be kind. I don't take arrows very well. I'm not very good on that.
Hi, I'm Richard Daunt. I'm from the Millbridge community.
Very good. Welcome.
Thanks for presenting everything. I've talked to some Waxhaw residents, though, who feel that the rate of population growth is excessive. And, I've even heard comments from commissioners to the effect that recent arrivals shouldn't complain about the rates of growth because they've benefited from it, which I think is ridiculous. I'm going to speak up. I moved here 2 years ago. I'm not going to just sit here and be quiet. So anyway, there seems to be a mentality of, well, whatever rate of growth we're at with population, that it's all good, it's an unlimited good, it's an absolute good. So maybe you don't have that mentality, and you could show me by answering this question, what would excessive rates of growth look like to you?
Well, I'll address it a couple of ways. Thank you for that. But we don't control the rate of growth. It comes to us, we'll say it organically, whatever's in town. We don't say you can only let 10 in or whatever. That is against state law. We have to follow state law. We cannot deny a project. If it's ready to come to us and comes to us, we have to take it through a complete process like we do every project. There is no state law. That's one of the things that the state law is in place for, is sometimes you get people who may or may not think, well, I want to put the brakes on, I want to pull up the fence, pull up the draw. Well, I can be a little facetious about it too, but that's what the Indians said before we all arrived too. So again, we don't control that, and the purpose of the state law is just so that everybody has a level playing field. The Carolinas are property rights state, so you can either come in with a project and you're going to get approved by the minimums, if you will, which really doesn't give us anything, quite frankly, doesn't give us anything at all. It happens organically. We've grown at this time, we've doubled in the last 10 years. We've done that. I think the market has been kind to us. I think that our proximity to the region in Charlotte is going to have some play on that, but how much we get, we aren't ones to manage. We can't stop, and I'll say this kind of loosely, we can't stop projects from coming to us. State law. We have to follow those rules. So people, I hear them all the time, just stop it. Can't. Unless in ITs, and you've heard me say this before, unless you want to serve my jail time and pay my fine, I'll stop anything you want. But it doesn't work that way. Nobody's stepped up to that one yet. So a rate, again, is something that usually comes organically, usually comes naturally with the market. If the market's hot, we get a high rate of growth. The market slows down. I've seen periods where there's absolutely zero growth rate. It happens. It goes through a cycle with the economy. We don't control that, nor can we. One more? There you go.
What about rezoning, though? Rezoning is in your control, right?
Well, it depends on how you look at rezonings. Now, if it's a request for a property to come into us, I think what I hear some people say, rezonings. Rezonings in some cases could be twofold. It could come in as an annexation. So you know that the Carolinas don't allow involuntary annexations. So that property owner has to come to us and request it. We can't force it. So when they come in, if we agree to annex it, and we have lots of reasons that we feel that we should annex it, mostly for the benefit of the town, for infrastructure, because without like a project like Amavi, if we didn't annex a part of that, we wouldn't get that roadway. And if it got approved by the county, we'd get zero. We wouldn't get anything. The other part of that is sometimes we have changes of zone requests within something, again, as I alluded to earlier. There may be a property that now, because it's 10, 12 years since it was originally zoned, that it might have grown into a need for a different use, then we'll consider that. And so again, it goes through a process. It isn't something that the board just decides one morning, they get up and say, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do it. It goes through a process. Everything in government is a process.